Hello and welcome to Paxton Road TV. This is the Paxton Road TV preview show. I was breathing heavily already. The preview show for the game. Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United at the weekend, the Premier League game that kicks off at 5:30 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And you can see we got some people that don't usually appear on this stream, but they're here today. And we have in the house Mr. B from the Man United Agenda. And we also have Talk MU, also from the Man United Agenda, joined as well by our residents in the house, Hotspur Hustler and Darius 3K. And we're here to discuss El Sakiko, everybody. El Sakiko. It's on. It's on. Woo, after that. Right, let's get into the show. Evening, gentlemen. How are we doing? Mr. B, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm not looking forward to this one. I'm not looking forward to this one at all.
Come on. This is the game now where I just cannot believe where both these teams are. And yeah, it's a lot's going to happen at this weekend. Like, there's a lot of football to be played. But again, I think there's going to be, this could have some monumental changes to happen potentially going forward, depending on the scoreline, depending on performances. And I think for both teams and both managers. Talk, how are you doing? Are you all right?
Yeah. Look
at the enthusiasm. You can hear the enthusiasm in the Man United Agenda.
We're talking here about a potential damp squib of the season. Is that what we're talking about here?
We are, mate. We're definitely on that one. Darius and Mike. Well, we've been here before, haven't we?
I'm going to say, if I see anything like a 6-1 on Saturday, I don't think I'll ever see that again in my whole life. Now I'm looking back at it. I mean, a year ago I was on cloud 9, and now look at us. I don't even want to play this game. So let's just get into it before anything else.
Let's get into this, right? So we've got a few comments here already. So Derek Hutchinson, big up Derek, a real regular member of the Paxton Road. He's saying 6-0 to the Spurs. This is really hopeful speaking. We haven't scored 6 goals. I don't know if we scored 6 goals in total. Have we in the season? I don't even know.
We're on 9. We're on 9.
Oh, God. There you go. So 6 goals in one game is not going to happen.
Salah scored more goals than us, I think, in the league. Shit, yeah, there's a stat for you. Sorry.
You know Darius is going to be the killer of us tonight, but we're going to go with the show anyway. Okay, let's start off with this. I'll start off with our guest. Mr. B, which team is under the most pressure now to get the result this weekend? You're on stage.
I want to say Man United. I really want to say Man United, but whichever way. I'll be honest. I didn't realize Tottenham are in such a mess. I'm looking at. I've only been looking at Man United. I've been cussing every week, and then I'm saying, I've got to come on and talk to Sam. And bruv, you ain't got nothing to lick me with. This is going to be a truly pleasant show today. We're under pressure. We're both under equal pressure. I think ours is a lot further down the line. So whatever decisions be made, come 2 weeks' time, our decisions will be made. You lot are still going to have to be sticking with bloody hell. Nuno.
It appears that, well, I don't know. I think results... We all know that results dictate a lot of stuff in football. The board have come out from Man United and said Ollie's safe in his job. I don't know what that actually means. Because if he gets another trolloping, let's say, from us, which could potentially happen because we did beat you 6-1 at our ground, but that's a long time ago. If that happened again, there would be no way that he could keep his job after having a 5-0 thumping at home from your arch rivals Liverpool. I don't care what any board says to me. You cannot stay in the job after that. Talk. Okay, go on, Mike.
Just quick. We could hope that he stays in. If we spam them at the weekend, we can hope and pray that Ollie remains in the job
for life.
Let's hope and pray for
life. Do you know what I mean? For life. Talk. I'm going to ask you the same question. Who's under more pressure tomorrow? Which team?
I think it's Spurs, if I'm honest with you, because listen, let's have it right. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is now in caretaker. That's what he is now. These 3 games, that's all it is. He's got these 3 games, right? These are his 3 games while they're working out Conte in the background. That's what's happening right here, right now, for me. I think this is their respectful way of dismissing him, giving him these 3 games, telling him that these are his 3 games, and that's how I see it. So I think the pressure is on Nuno, even though he's been in the job for less time at Spurs. And you know what? He's still trying to find his best kind of formation and setup, isn't he, really? Because you've played 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. What else have you done? You've done
We've done a diamond. We have done a diamond against Palace as well.
Yeah, so he's still kind of tinkering a little bit, isn't he? And you know what? He's got much more credit in the bank than Ollie. And like I said, Ollie's credit's dried up. We've got the what are they called? Them guys.
Overdraft.
You know these overdrafts. He's applying for loans. He's definitely applying for loans with Ollie. However, I'm not going to agree with what you're saying there, Talk, because you think about it. You lot have got Big Cheese Ronaldo, Big Cheese Sancho, Big Cheese Pogba, Big Cheese. Who else have you got in the front line?
No.
Rashford. Do you know what I mean? Fernandes.
No.
Do you know all these players? And you're telling me that our manager's under more pressure? Come on now. That's not true.
Yes.
After last weekend's results, if your manager does not pick up 3 points this weekend, he's on even rockier ground. We're under pressure. I know that. But
all I'm hearing from Talk is hopes and prayers.
It won't be. Listen, it ain't gonna be the manager that gets the points. It's gonna be the players themselves. Okay. They're the ones that are going to pick themselves up off the floor. Because as I said, Ollie's not strong enough to pick them up off the floor, so they got to do it themselves. You know, all this talk about Alex Ferguson being at the training ground for getting fitted up for a suit. Oh yeah, they've opened the Burtons at Carrington now. If you need a suit, you know what I mean?
We need to get Errol to get him a suit from Moss Bros, because that would definitely be the case. He needs to sort something out for Mr. Ferguson, because he might be in that dugout very soon, if not already. I'm sure he's on the phone.
Let me ask you this, guys. Let me ask you this. Who's going to be more motivated in terms of squad? Man United's or Spurs?
Oh, United.
No way.
No debate. I think there's a lack of motivation in both teams. And to be honest, with Man United, I feel like there's more of an expectation, which means that I feel like there is more of an expectation to sort of win the game, as opposed to Tottenham. If Tottenham lose a game, we're not really expected to do anything anyway. So and with the board, I don't see the board sacking Nuno if we got battered anyway, but I could see sort of the board sacking Ollie if you were to get battered. I'm not saying that the players want to play for Ollie, but I'm just saying that I think there's a lot more for you guys to play for. So I just feel like there has to be more sort of pressure. Surely, Mike. Surely not.
I'm not having this, Darius.
You're not?
Darius, no. There's no way that those Man United players are going to want to step up and save Ollie of his job and stuff. These Man United fans don't want Ollie to win on Saturday. They want him to lose so he gets out. So I'm not having any of this whereby these Man United players are going to be more motivated than the Spurs players at the weekend. I just don't believe it for a minute.
Tell you something. Listen, there's no way. Listen, let me put it in this term. So, listen, we were a car. That's a car crash. What we witnessed against Liverpool, right? Ollie was
sorry. That's a motorway pileup. That's a motorway pileup car crash.
So when the accident investigators go in looking at it, right, and they go, wait a minute, the car was speeding, which we were speeding it decline downwards. Ollie was not in control of the vehicle, i.e., the players. So right off, the whole thing's a write-off. So for the board, for me, this is why I'm convinced he is now in caretaker role. So rather than just say, right, we're going to dismiss you disrespectfully and just bring in any old random person, Darren Fletcher or whoever, to take over for these.
Find the guy before.
Michael Carrick.
No, we can't have that. So for me, this is why I think it's like Ollie's probably come to terms with that now, and it's all accepted. The players will understand what's going on, blah blah blah. And for me, this is why I think the pressure is definitely on you guys. And considering the 58 games we've played and the how many have we won of those? I think we've won like 30.
More than half.
We're gonna get to the bloody last 5 games. I knew you lot were
Let him
gonna
have
bring
his
that up.
moment. Let him have his moment.
We don't know that you're gonna say it's only Tottenham, lads. We know you're gonna come with all agenda. We know that. That's why you lot are called the Man United agenda, because you have one, and we know that's gonna happen.
Sam, let him have his moment. Let him have his moment.
Go on, Sam.
Go on then, Talk. Finish your point.
Let him have his moment. Go on.
Yeah, no, so I'm just saying, we've played you I think it's 58 times. We've done you 36, 14 away. You've had 4 at our place. It's like, come on.
That's cool. But how many times have you beaten us under Ollie? That's more prudent than talking about Fergie's success, because that's where you'll get most of those wins from in the Fergie days.
I know what you're saying, Mike, but like I said, Ollie is now in caretaker mode, man. He's in recline mode now. He's not on
I'm hearing hopes and prayers. You're hoping he's in caretaker mode.
Mate, it's happening. We are gonna. You're gonna be on this end of a serious idea, mate, because we are gonna go there, and they're gonna be well up for it. Nuno's gonna go. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And
no, that's Ollie.
No. You know, Nuno is gonna choose to be more defense minded rather than.
You don't come on our show and start doing rhyming slang. Don't do this rhyming slang about Nuno or whatever you just said. Nuno, whatever you just said. Then don't do that on our channel. Come on. Now.
It sounds like he's thinking that Ollie's going to have some sort of game plan for once in his managerial career at Man United against Spurs.
Even Mr. B's like reclined. I know when Mr. B's reclined like that, you know it's over.
Come on, back me up, Will. Back me up. Come on.
He can't do it tonight. His soul won't allow him to do that. His soul will not allow him to do that. So let us now have a look, because this is what I want to put up. I'm going to come to each of you first. Right, okay, so this is the league table and form so far. This season, 9 games played. As you can see, both teams are. You look at that and you think, well, it's not really too bad. But then if you look at the results, again, obviously for Manchester United, haven't won in 4 games. We've only won 2 in the last 5. And the goal difference for both teams is not really exciting. You guys have scored 7 more goals than us, conceded 2 more. But said -4 and 1 is not really top 4 material. It's not even top 6 material. And we're in the top 6, and I don't know how. But the question, I'll come to Darius first then. What is the minimum expected now from Spurs in terms of a league finish? What would you say is a minimum? Forget about the start of the season. We just got to take it from here. What would you say is a minimum for us to actually achieve?
Before I answer that, I just wanted to say that I just noticed that we've conceded the same amount of goals as all 3 of the top 3 teams, which is quite embarrassing. Sorry to point that out. I just wanted to. At least we've not conceded as much as Man U, though. You guys have conceded 15 goals. Wow, that's embarrassing. Anyway, sorry. I think we'll finish honestly 8th, 9th, maybe. I don't. You can't score 9 goals in 9 games, continue that on for the rest of the season, and finish anywhere past 7th. There's no way that's happening. So if we are going to continue the way we are in terms of chance creation and scoring goals, you can't tell me that we're going to finish above 7th or 8th, because it will be, in my opinion, almost impossible. You have to score goals to win games, and if you're scoring a goal a game throughout the whole of the season, you ain't going to get higher than 8th or 9th. So, and if you look at the points as well, I mean, Brentford can win a game and go level on points with us, and their goal difference is already 6 better than us. So again, goal difference coupling with sort of the form that we're on, we're either winning or losing games. Well, it's going to be rocky. It's going to be rocky.
Again, if you look at Brentford down in 12, I didn't put all the teams on here, but if you look at Brentford down in 12, depending on what the games are this weekend, if those other teams below get results, and I said there might be a couple of playing each other, I don't know, but we could end up very close to 11th. Man United could be down to 12. So this is a big game. You know what I mean? A point. 100%. I don't even think a point going to do for both teams. Mike, what's your thoughts? What do you think is the minimum expectation now for us for the season?
Still top 6, mate. I mean, you look at that top 3 will finish somewhere in the top 4. I don't know who'll be first, second, third, but those top 3 there will probably, as I say, finish there or thereabouts, wherever it might be. From the 4th down to, I'd say 4th down to 10th, those teams in that mix, you could argue that they should all fancy their chances in getting that spot. Because West Ham are good.
If Man U do sack Ollie, though, do you not think that they could run away with a better manager? If Conte was to come in, do you not think they would sort of join that?
Man United ain't going to sack Ollie before Christmas. That's my honest opinion. Wow. I think they'll give him I think they'll give him a run of games and see what happens at Christmas, and then make the decision there. That's just my personal opinion. I might be completely off the mark, but I think the Man United fans are. I mean, let's be honest, right? If Man United got a good result against Liverpool, they wouldn't be having this conversation about Ollie right now. Liverpool are capable of spanking anyone in the league 5, 6, 7 goals to the good. So the fact they did it against Man United, they could do it against us when we play them later in the season. So I think you just take that defeat on the chin and you just sort of move on from it. But I look at the teams around us and below us, and I do think that form's temporary, and I think that you look at Kane, things aren't clicking for him. He's in a bad run of form, but that's not going to last forever. And I think that's just the way. In terms of us from an attacking threat, I think at some point everything will click. Because I think it's clicked defensively, but attacking wise, it's yet to click. But I think it will at some point, and hopefully it comes on Saturday. But yeah, I think top 6 is minimum for us still.
Top 6 is, and I would agree with that. I think top 6 should be our aim. Top 4, there's still okay.
We're still rebuilding.
There's 3 teams at the top. I think they're running away with it. Obviously, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City.
Yeah.
That 4th position is up for grabs for any team if they put a run together, particularly over the Christmas period as well. The favourites, in my opinion, would be Man United with the players that they've got. But Leicester's around there. You've got West Ham in there. You've got Brighton. You've got us. You know, Arsenal's knocking about as well. So it's not out of the question that top 4, very, 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 very unlikely, but it's still a realistic possibility. Top 3, forget that. Mr. B, I want to come to you. What? I know at the start of the season, you lot were looking at, oh, we're going to win the Champions League. We're going to win the league. We're going to do all this because we got Ronaldo. But now things might have changed. So what is now your minimum expectation for your team?
I still expect us to get 4th. I really, really do expect us to get 4th or push for 4th. The league, I'll be honest, was always going to be a pipe dream because the team wasn't complete, and we've already seen the players that we've got playing in certain positions in the team. They're not capable of winning games back to back, let alone a season full of games. So 4th, I do expect 4th. I'm expecting.
Do you expect 4th? Are you hoping for 4th?
No, I'm hoping for 4th. I'm hoping for 4th. I'll be honest, bro. The team at the moment is a shambles. The club's a shambles. So yeah, I'm hope. It's hope. It really is hope. My belief is gone. My belief that we're going to do anything more than what I will say is we've got a better chance in the Champions League.
Mr. B, do you not think that a managerial change will make a difference? So straight away, if you bring in somebody who's of a world-class quality, like the three teams above you, if you brought in somebody who is of that quality, do you not think that you see a certain like an immediate uptick in that team's form, or do you think there is more than just a manager that's sort of holding Man United back?
No, it's definitely Ollie. You're 100% right. If whoever they get in tomorrow is going to be better than Ollie, he's lost the dressing room or half of the dressing room. The players don't want to play for him. You can see already. So it's just a matter of time. I said, I know what I'm expecting the result to be on Saturday, but I'm expecting a different result in the Champions League just because that competition, I feel that the players want it more. They're going to... Yeah,
Ronaldo's there as well.
Yeah, and as I said, whatever you say about Cristiano Ronaldo, man, he's a leader. So he's
a big-time player as well.
He's the manager as well, isn't he?
Yeah, I'll take that. I don't care. I'll take that because he knows more than Ollie. We all here, us 5 here, know more than Ollie. We look at it. You lot don't even support our team, and you could tell us what's wrong with our team, bro. You've got this man who's paid £7 million, not 7 pence, £7 million to dish out trash like that. So.
I'm going to come to talk next. And Darius mentioned it a little bit earlier. So one of the questions I had written down anyway to kind of ask. I think it's an obvious question. I know it's an obvious question, but probably more so is who would come in. Another manager. Could another manager get more out of this squad? And if realistically, who would that person be? Or who would you like, should I say?
Well, yeah, a manager will come in and get more out of the squad. There's no two ways about that. And I think for me, the best option. We need a short, sharp shock just to get us, snap us back on track.
Steve Bruce.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's got to be I think the absolute perfect fit right now is Antonio Conte on a short-term basis, and then whilst he's in the job, getting somebody working behind the scenes but it's going to take a lot of money. And I said this the other night about it's going to, the Glazers are going to have to be advised sensibly here by Woodward before he leaves. And I just hope he does it, because if he doesn't, and Woodward tries to start thinking about the till, if he starts thinking about the till rather than this season, then we would probably end up with someone like Bruce or I don't know, like Sam Allardyce or something. Do you know what I mean?
Do you believe Woodward's gonna? Do you believe Woodward's the right person to advise the Glazers?
Well, he's still in. He's still in that.
Because I think he's as big a clown as Ollie.
Of course he is. listen, Woodward's like he was put in because he's the money man, right? He's the one. It's look when the budget's given out, the Glazers have no idea about how to run a football club. They've got no clue whatsoever. They brought him in because he was like, yeah, I can work the numbers, I can make the numbers work on this. So that's what happens there. First thought for him is numbers. So, but given everything that's going on right now at the club, maybe, just maybe, you might realise that this is where he's going to have to advise the Glazers, look, this is going to cost you upwards of 70 odd million. So maybe selling Paul Pogba in January, if we can, would be a good idea to pay for. Do you know what I mean?
You know what I see? I see you've got a very similar situation. It's not quite the same, but a similar situation to what we have. You've got a player, I think, and it's probably fair to say, Paul Pogba isn't signing a new contract. He's going to be leaving on a free transfer at the end of the season. We all know that, unless something drastically happens and changes. So you've got a player there who's probably not got his heart 100% in it, as we can probably see with Harry Kane. Although Harry Kane, we hope, can turn this corner, get some form, and he's on a long-term contract, so he's got really not much choice. Paul Pogba has. Do you think that there's going to be? Would another manager be able to come in now and get a bigger influence out of someone like Paul Pogba? Because I think your midfield is where it's the weakest part of your team.
It shouldn't be, though. It shouldn't be,
mate. When you've
Darius,
got,
go on,
I think, like I said, I think it's completely on the manager. I think the manager, you can, like I said, there's certain teams in the league. I think Man City and maybe you can argue Chelsea have perfect teams in the league. Everybody else doesn't have a perfect team, and the manager's a person that sort of fills in the gaps that the team can't fill. At the end of the day, that Man U team is good enough to compete for the league. You just need a manager to be able to fill the gaps, to fill that void of a defensive midfielder, fill that void of a centre-back if, say, Varane is out, because I don't think Maguire's good enough. And you can find that with systems. I think Conte would be ideal for that, because I think that he's got leaders through the spine of that team that will sort of give his energy that he shows on the sideline on that pitch. I think Bruno will be convinced. I think Pogba will be convinced for the next 6 months that he's here. I think Ronaldo will be convinced by Conte. I don't know if he'll fit Conte's system, Ronaldo particularly, but I think that they all bring that sort of same energy that Conte wants. He wants to win, and at the end of the day, all those players should be at least competing. From a football standpoint, they should be competing on the pitch against every single team in that league.
Don't forget,
but Darius, they've got Ollie.
But that's not good enough.
Let's reel this back in.
Let them say. Go on, which one are you two first?
It's not even
Mr. B.
It's not even just Ollie. It's not even just Ollie. You're talking about a manager filling a gap. Filling a gap for who? Fred?
Oh no.
You need more than that.
But he's choosing to play them, man. That's the problem.
The players, you're talking, we watch our team every day, bruv. There's no way no manager is getting no game out of Fred in a Manchester United shirt. McTominay has reached his ceiling already, and McTominay is 20 whatever. I keep hearing he's going to improve. He's not. He's not going to improve. So with those two as our flagship central midfielders, and these are the flagship central midfielders that Mr. Solskjaer has chosen, there's issues at the club, bruv. There's issues at the club.
You ain't getting a tune out of either of those players.
Nothing. We're getting nothing.
That McDonald's burger is just done. That double pivot, terrible.
Nothing.
Let's talk. I want to hear what Talk has to say. Talk. What you say?
I was interested
about your Fred combination.
McFred, yeah, listen, we know what McFred's all about. You know what I mean? Just a bit of barbecue sauce on the happy days. But with what Darius was saying, you got to also bear in mind, because you're talking about Conte. But what does Conte bring with him? He brings a team with him who can, convey what it is Conte wants to do in a much better way than Michael Carrick, McKenna, and Phelan can. That's for me. That's one of the major problems here as well, is because whatever it is that Ollie's trying to get the team to do, if it isn't 100% and he's not 100% got it figured out himself in his own mind, then trying to get that from coaches who have not got that much experience. Somebody mentioned it the other night. It's like Chinese whispers by the time it gets to the players. You know what I mean? I think it was Errol saying, yeah, by the time the players get to it, the players go, oh yeah. And they say, what do you want us to do again? And the players are going, oh yeah, he just wants us to stand there and not really move. They're like, oh yeah, that's it, yeah. So, there's a huge the whole thing is just like from top to bottom inexperienced, and it's now coming to light big time. You know,
well, let's have a look at.
Sounds like you're in front. It sounds like you boys are accepting that you might get hammered.
No,
well,
Mike,
you're talking a little bit too much.
Yeah,
they're sounding impressed.
You're gonna have to slow down because we're gonna get clipped up here if we're not careful. I can't be
My mouth's being closed.
There's too many people watching it will clip us up. So I'm saying nothing much.
They're sounding depressed though. That's the thing.
No, I'm depressed about the past, Mike. I am excited about the future, and the future starts on Saturday with a 4-0 win. A lovely new stadium.
We're not even on predictions yet. We're not even on.
We're not even on there. Wait, man, talk. What's wrong with you again? I'm never doing the last 5 matches anyway. It don't make good reading for us, as you mentioned before. The 58 games, and then you said about 30 saying we know we don't usually feel well. We did all right when Poch was there. So if we went back a little bit further, we had some decent results in the Poch era. But as you can see, we've only won 1 in the last 5, the famous one. But we'll take that. I'll take 1 in 5 if it's going to be one of them. And I'll definitely take one of them on the weekend if it was to be the case. But in general, Man United have got a bit of a sign over us, as Chelsea do as well, in that sort of sense. And the famous quote, obviously, from Alex Ferguson, lads, it's only Tottenham. But I don't think it's going to be quite the same this weekend. There's going to be 2 managers under a lot of pressure. What do you think the tactical approach, and I'm going to start with you, Mike. What do you think the tactical approach would be from both teams? How do you think Tottenham will play and how do you think Man United might play?
It's difficult because I don't even understand what tactics or philosophy that Ollie plays with Man United. Like what is Man United's tactics? I couldn't tell you. I just see it as a free for all, and it's all a bit like hit and hope. And when you look at patterns of play, you look at philosophy, you look at tactics. I don't know what Man United's tactics are. Do they play counter-attacking football? Do they play possession-based football? It's difficult to say. I expect, what I do expect is Man United to come at us, because why wouldn't they? With the attacking threat that they do have, even if Ollie hasn't got a Scooby about how he wants United to play, if they listen to their manager on the pitch, i.e. Ronaldo, and attack us, then they've got goals in that team all over the shop. But, and I go back to, if Man United come at us as I think that they might do, I think we could hit them on the counter attack, and that's how we would hurt them. But yeah, it's going to be a different one because you don't know what Man United team's going to turn up. So I find it a little bit difficult to answer that question, in all honesty. Yeah.
Okay. Well, before I say it, I'm going to let Talks, and then I won't miss the beat. Then Darius can have his say in this one. So, Talk, how do you see both teams going out? And what do you think that the way that you guys approached the game against Liverpool was the wrong thing? It was like the way Anthony Joshua went into the fight against Usyk. He was trying to box him, and he can't box. So you lot went in to try and press a team, and he can't press. So I don't understand that when you're a counter-attacking team. So how do you think it's going to be this weekend?
Well, look, against Liverpool, it looked like we were trying to do the mid-block, but we failed miserably at it. It was shocking, absolutely shocking, because there wasn't really any real pressing. It was individuals just sort of deciding, right, I'm going to go and run forward a little bit now, and then there's no backup. But you know what we're like. We're left side heavy, and you know what Nuno was like. Nuno was, he likes to do that kind of, pressure on the wings. So he may feel confident that because we are that left side heavy, especially if he doesn't start Sancho to balance it out on the right, he might decide, you know what, I can get out of them on that side and leave take advantage of the spaces in the midfield because of our lack of our domination in midfield. You can receive the ball and all you got to do is just squirt it out to the other side of the pitch, over to the right hand side, and you're off, aren't you?
Midfield will be key. That's the key battle.
Exactly.
Midfield.
100%. Yeah, that's
it's going to be 100% the battleground. That is. Darius, what do you think?
I've got a bit of a hot take on sort of how this is going to go. I think because I personally think that Man U have a lot more to lose, and I think that Man U will, and Ollie will want to win this game a lot more than Tottenham will. Because I think if Tottenham lose this game, Nuno's job isn't in danger at all, unless it's like a 6 or 7. And even then, I don't think it's that dangerous. I think they're going to go kind of similar to how they played against Atalanta, also similar to how they played Liverpool. I think they're going to try and press us, which is why I don't think Harry Kane should start. Me personally, I wouldn't start Harry Kane. I'd play Son up front, and I'd play I just play a really, really dynamic front three and basically trying to catch them on the transition as quickly as possible. Because in my opinion, the best performance I've seen so far, or one of the best performances I've seen so far, was Man City away, and we had a front three of Son, Bergwijn, and was it Lucas Moura, I believe. And that's the most dynamic I've ever seen us play, and we were fantastic. And even if we had to defend for the whole game, we still were able to sort of transition and create a lot of chances. So, me personally, Kane's got no reason to start. Kane's not in form, so it's not like he's, you know what I mean? It's not like he's scoring 30 goals or whatever. I just think bench Kane and play a really, really dynamic front three. And like Mike said, this is a midfield battle. For me, if McFred starts, which it's most likely going to be because obviously Pogba is suspended for this game, and Ndombele has to start, and Højbjerg and Skip have to start, and I think we win that midfield battle quite easily. So, yeah, for me, the midfield and then the wings as well. Again, I'm looking at the wings, and as much as Man U fans seem to rave about Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I think he's kind of dead. I'm not going to lie to you. I think Son versus Wan-Bissaka I think Son will absolutely destroy Wan-Bissaka, and Luke Shaw is not in great form at the moment. So, again, if Lucas Moura or Bergwijn can sort of decide to play well like they were at the start of the season, I think that Luke Shaw might struggle as well. But again, it's the wings and midfield, and I think that if Kane doesn't start, we have a much better chance of winning this game. Honestly, that's my hot take. If Kane doesn't start, I think we actually have a better chance of winning the game.
Mr. B, apart from freestyle football like Harlem Globetrotters, how do you think Ollie's going to go about this game?
He's going to go with his tried and tested. He wants his payoff. He's not going to do anything different than what he should be doing. He's going to go there. Everybody's going to know how we're going to play. I hear Darius talking about us pressing. We tried to press Liverpool, got our pants pulled down. Yeah? He's not going there to press. And if you guys ain't pressing, the ball may as well stay on the halfway line. And
it's going to be one of them.
Just watch it, because we're not going to be going forward. We've conceded goals for fun. Harry Maguire's come back. We've conceded 10 goals, and 9 of them have been his fault. But he's going to play. He's going to play. So
is Varane still injured? Is Varane still injured?
He's out at the moment, but they're saying he potentially could make it back for Saturday.
Oh, they're going to force him back? Okay.
Yeah, force him. You know what? Harry Maguire came back after 3 hours on grass. If Varane is on even if he just walks across the grass to go to the changing room, play him, because he's been training on grass as far as I'm concerned. I'm hoping Varane plays. I'm not expecting nothing. Style-wise, we're not gonna pressure you. I don't think we're gonna pressure you. Honestly, I don't think we're gonna do that.
I don't know. I think you're right. I think he's gonna sit back. I think he has to, because I don't think you can take that risk again, particularly because we're at home. Our fans are going to want us to be on the front foot. So Ollie doesn't need to take the game to us. He could wait for us, because if we don't take the game to you, being the home team, the fans are maybe going to get on the case of the team, depending on how the game progresses. Because of that, that's why I'm worried. Because if he goes back to what he knows, he's actually quite good at counter-attack. He's actually quite good at it, even with the McFred or the McTick, if it's Matic that's playing in there. I don't know. But even then, they've got enough quality going forward and even off the bench to be able to cause us problems from a counter-attacking perspective. But if you were to press like how I saw against Liverpool with the individual stuff, you could be Colchester and probably win that game.
But Sam, I asked that, Sam, if he is going to press like that, do you think that us as Tottenham, have you seen us ever put in like any sort of cohesive sort of styles or patterns of play like Liverpool do? Do you think we'll be able to pass around Man U like that? Because we've literally said on channel, we've gone 3 games. I don't know if you guys know this, talking Mr. B. 3 second halves, 3 different games, we've had 0 shots on target. In 3 different games, we've had 0 shots on target in the second half. So even if Man U press us poorly,
don't give our secrets away like that, Darry. Stop giving our secrets away.
Sorry,
like that.
But even if Man U press us poorly, I don't even think that'll make a difference, because I don't think we can generate enough chances. I don't even think we'll be able to sort of pass around that, because I don't think that's coached. I don't see that being coached at Tottenham. So I just think regardless, it won't make a difference.
Well, United, where's the motivation in saying, I just want you to go to Tottenham after getting beat 5-0 by Liverpool at home? I want you to go to Tottenham and I want you to sit back and then just try and catch one break. There's no motivation in that for me. So for me, I think this is why I do believe that he will give the instruction of,
100%.
we've got to go for it.
He's got pressure. Don't forget, he's the one with the pressure. I know the players don't have the pressure, but he has got the pressure, and he's going to want to sort of win with emphasis, knowing that Tottenham don't really or aren't really playing well at the moment. I think he's going to see it as an opportunity to make a statement. Obviously, the 6-1 happened as well. I think I like you said, I think Tokyo 100% spot, and I think he's going to go for it. I really do.
You can do the pressing thing. You can work on intro, and you can get it right after about a week. But what you can't get right is a consistency of it. You can get players to do it for X amount of time, but it's the concentration levels about the triggers to it to go and where it starts from, how you do it, where you're going to then force a team to play the ball. Because when you press, you don't just run at a player, you press to make them play in a certain direction
with your team.
And that's what I've always coached when I've coached it. Right, if you're going to press him, have they got their head down? Have they had a bad touch? Are they got their back to goal? That's when the triggers are, and the rest of the players then have to coordinate that press in order to then force you to play into areas which you don't want to, and then we get the ball turned over. That you can do, but it takes a long time to get it consistently right over 90 minutes or 45 minutes. That's why I think he might do it, but it's not going to be consistent enough. So there's going to be gaps that will appear, and hopefully we can exploit that if you come with that approach. I just don't know what the approach is going to be from either team.
That's the thing. If Man United press us, as you're saying, they'll blow out after 45. There's not many teams in the league that can press for a full 90 minutes. Well,
why if they score 2 or 3? Because they have the quality in that forward line with Greenwood, with Ronaldo, with Rashford. If those 3 start, Man United could score 3 goals as easily as they could concede 3 goals. So
whilst that's a good segue,
I can't say the same for us.
That's a good segue, Darius. Well done into the. And I'll have to put a bit of a caveat here because it was my combined 11. I have not gone around and asked anybody for it. So, Mike, don't shoot me, please, if it's not quite, as heavy Tottenham as I think it should be. And Mr. B and Talk, I've tried to cater for you lot as well, but it's as balanced as I could see it. Right. Let's go from the top then. And anyway, if you was watching, if you also want to send in who you think this is in terms of the goalkeepers all the way through to the forward, let us know in the comment section. So let's go to start. Who do you think I've got in goal then? Let's have a think.
I've got to say DDG for me. Yeah,
I've gone there.
He's had a good season. He's had a good season this season. I was going to say
he stopped you. He stopped you from getting double figures on Saturday.
So Lloris has had a solid season so far, though. To be fair to him.
Oh, Mike, behave.
He's had a decent, but I think David De Gea.
He's had a solid.
Yeah. What's
David De Gea done that Lloris hasn't done?
I knew this.
I think he's made more important saves.
All right.
I knew this.
Two of your Tottenham boys, you just want to cause argument, bruv. I'm not even gonna get into this. I'm not even gonna get into it. De Gea, good choice.
Okay, so I think we're gonna have to.
I'll allow it for Mr. B.
Would you say De Gea?
Yeah, I wouldn't. But
I know you wouldn't say that, Mike.
I don't rate De Gea. De
Gea's the king, mate. De Gea's De Gea's still got a lot to prove yet. Okay. And he will prove it when things change.
I think De Gea, as I said, it's a close one because I think Lloris, obviously, with World Cup captain, all the rest of that stuff. And has
Lloris won a World Cup?
Lloris
letting a World Cup winner.
De Gea.
He won it with Tottenham. Now behave.
Right, let's go on. This one might surprise Darius. But I'm going to have to go with him. Wan-Bissaka at right back. I think the reason I've gone with Wan-Bissaka is because he's kept everybody else out of the team in terms of right back. Our right back situation has gone from Doherty, it's gone from Tanganga. Now we've got Emerson in, and I think Emerson will probably challenge that place and make it his own. But given the form of Wan-Bissaka in terms of the consistency, I'd say consistency. The amount of times he's played, I put him in there. What's your thoughts on that, Mike?
Hold on a second. I'm getting confused. Are we going based on form here? Because if that is the case, Wan-Bissaka doesn't even get on the subs bench. He's like, he's done.
I think he's been terrible this season.
We're not going to go by just today's game, but we are going to go by this season. I'm not going to go back in the history of time, but just this season, 9 games in, I would say he's had 9. He's played. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think anybody else has played right back in the Premier League for Man U other than Wan-Bissaka.
Dallo come off the bench a couple of times, hasn't he? Yeah,
a couple.
I've seen Dallo play a couple of times, but that's about it.
In the comment section, put down if you think this right. But give me an argument for who else could go in there for Tottenham.
I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't put any of the Man United back four apart from Varane, based on form at the moment in the combined 11. That's just me.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's carry on then. Here we go. Romero. So I'm going with our Christian Romero. I think quality player there, and he definitely is going to be our main man at the back. It'd be silly for us to put anybody else in there from Tottenham in terms of our back. But Mr. B, do you rate Romero?
He's better than what we've got at the moment. So I can't argue with that. Our centre back, Maguire. Am I going to say Maguire? Come on, man. And Varane's played 3 games. So yeah, I have to accept Romero.
I hope Varane's next to him, though. I hope Varane's next to him.
You got well. I will move on to let's get the back line up completely then, and then this is what I've got as the back line.
Phew. I agree with that.
I agree with the back line apart from Zaka.
I don't think I could put Emerson in there. I don't think I could put. That's what I mean. I don't like Wan-Bissaka, but I couldn't put Emerson in there. So I actually agree with that. I'm actually happy with that back 5 right there.
Change the formation and play 3 at the back and get rid of that clown at right back.
I've gone. By the way, I have gone 4-2-3-1. Just so to, you know what I mean. So it's going to be interesting when we get to the forward lineup.
It's got to be Lindelof for Romero for me.
Who?
Lindelof.
What did you say? Did you swear? You swearing on Linda? Who?
Nah, he's not being serious. He's just
having a laugh.
There's no way he's being serious.
He must be having a laugh. And there's no way I could put Harry Maguire in this. I don't even think about that.
To be fair, you could put Lindelof at right back.
Yeah, I'll take that. You know what? I'll second that, Mike. You can put Lindelof at right back.
I'll let you have that right back.
You ain't having Wan-Bissaka at all, boy.
I would. I don't rate him.
Just don't rate him.
I don't rate him. But I can't put him. I can't put Doherty in there, can I? No chance. Yaphet Tanganga, and then just inconsistent. And Emerson's only just got his place in this. So again, I'm gonna have to go with the guy that's had the shirt. As they say, if you've got the shirt, you're the one who's got to be taking it off me. So that's the only reason I've gone with him. Midfield, let's go with the midfield 2. Come on, talk to me.
It's not even up for debate, mate.
Talk to me.
I think I have to agree, you know. I think I agree. Yeah.
Double pivot. Can Mac Fred do that? Can Mac Tick do that? Can Tick Fred do that? I don't know. Tell me. Man, you boys?
Mr. B says no comment.
No comment.
I don't know. I think there's I don't know. I just think
that's
for me.
You know when they haven't got anything to say, but they don't know. That's when you know they can't. You was not even going to try and argue this one. If you not try and tell me that McTominay and Fred are going to make these two, no, come on. We have to have a talk about this one.
No.
I put Fred in for Skip.
Do what?
Yeah, all day long, mate. I'm backing Fred here.
Nah, he's
Fred's going in there for Skip.
He's having a giraffe.
He's having a laugh now.
Don't bring me into your nonsense, bruv. You are on your own.
Oh dear me!
He's not being serious about this, surely.
No, we can't.
Talk to us. Are you being serious?
No, I'm not, honestly. But this is a damnation of our midfield at the moment. If we cannot get into your combined 11, we can't get 2 of our, whether you call them box to box or even 1 box to box and a DM in there. Is that not what Pogba is though?
He won't play in there, so it makes no difference.
Yeah.
Is it like that double pivot?
He's not even playing him there, so he can't even
play in there, so it makes no difference.
He's played there. How many times has he played in that position? He has done a couple of times this season.
Where's he normally playing?
Probably put him out on the left, won't he?
On the left, won't he?
He's not making the left side of this team. Put it that way. He's 100% not making the left side of this team because we know that place is already gone. However, you lot might be a little bit happy with this next person here. I'm going to give it to him. I don't think we can argue that.
All day long.
All day long.
I was
going to say we could try and put Ndombele in there, but again, he hasn't got the numbers Fernandes has. He doesn't have the numbers. Fernandes, for me, he's got to be that number 10. I can't see how anybody else from either team can get in that position. I think that's nailed on there. I've gone with Greenwood on the right hand side.
Agree again.
All day long.
We have no right wingers. There's no right wingers that Tottenham could put up there.
No. Can I just say something about the Greenwood one?
Yep.
As much as his numbers going forward, fair enough. I still wouldn't have Greenwood starting on my right hand side for Man United.
Who would you have?
I love Sancho.
Who? Sancho. Okay. I said who because I don't know who he is. I ain't seen him.
That's
Sancho's
fine.
That's Ollie's fault, though. That's Ollie's fault, in my opinion, because I love Sancho. I could never ever say a bad word about Jadon Sancho. Like I said, I love Dortmund so much, and watching Sancho for the past 2 years, that manager is not playing him. He's not playing the right system for Sancho. Needs to be on the ball, creating chances, and there's none of that. Your right wingers are sort of meant to be that dynamic running in behind, and that's not what Sancho is. Sancho's not actually the fastest player in the world. He's not that fast at all. He needs to ball at his feet.
Give him the ball.
Just give him the ball. That's what I'm saying. So
Greenwood's not a right winger either, though, is he? He's more than number 9.
Right.
Yeah, he is.
So why are we putting him at right wing?
because
you brought in, right? We're playing a young kid here who is natural born ability is a striker. So you know what his skill set is. He wants the ball. It's either first touch bang or it's one touch and bang, whether it's left foot or right foot.
And it most times goes in as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, but then now you're trying to turn him into give him the ball, then get your head up, try and keep hold of the ball at the same time, look for somebody, either cross it or try and work your way out and then do it and pass. That's not his game. That's not his game. Whereas this is what I'm talking about. And with us, with our imbalance on the left and the right, we're always left side ever. And
can I ask you a question? Do you mind, you guys, just on the Ronaldo thing? Because I think that Greenwood was probably going to be the starting striker if Ronaldo wasn't sort of thinking of going Man City, and you guys said, "Oh shit, he's not going Man City, he's coming here." I honestly think Greenwood would have been that striker, and he probably would have bagged 20, 30 goals this season. But now I think that Ronaldo's here. There's no chance he's going to be starting ahead of Ronaldo.
You say that, Darius, but you've got to think about the value in what does
100%.
What does Ronaldo bring to
100%.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but
what
about a two up front then? What about a partnership between them two? Could that work? Or
he'll have to change his formation.
I don't think Ronaldo does two up front though, does he? He's not the sort of player that does. He don't want to share no limelight with any. I'm sorry, but Ronaldo, as much as he's won whatever he's won, it's about him. This team comes second, in my opinion. He's always been that way since his days at Man U, since he went to Real Madrid, since he's been at Juventus. You see him when other people score, it's like, oh shit, they scored. Oh, well, hi, well done. It's not like he's happy. He never looks happy when anybody else scores or gets a limelight. And I just don't know if you could have a young kid like that and try and put him up front with Ronaldo. I just don't know if he'll develop. In training, yeah, I can see that. I can see how he can give the influence. But he's very, very selfish. And you've got to be that driven and selfish.
And that's not always a bad thing as well. Yeah, I was going to say, that's not always a bad thing. It's just...
Exactly. But if you're telling me that Ronaldo's going to put an arm around the shoulder and say, come on, Greenwood, I'll show you. I don't think he's like that. I just think he's all about his numbers. And if you, as a team, get part of that journey, so be it. If not, so be it as well. That's what I think he is. There's no argument with this.
You have put him in there, haven't you, though? Don't tell me you put Kane in there.
Hello, we're going to get to that first. Let me get to the left side first. I don't think there's any argument on the left side. But come on, man. You're with me on this one, yeah? Definitely on this one. I mean,
obviously, for me, I'm itching for Rashford, but I can understand why you are putting Son in because he's a fantastic player. There's no two ways about that. And
he's better than Rashford.
I can't say that. He's not. For me,
Try and argue it.
Please talk to us. Talk to us.
Not even going to get into this conversation with you, man.
You got to back your player up, mate.
Talk to us. You've got to be able to justify what you just said.
You can talk what you're talking. I don't care what anybody ever says to me. Son is not better than Rashford. I know business. I don't care. Yeah, I saw your face drop. Yes, and I see all of you. I'm glad. I see all of you.
Mr. B is on a madness right now.
What you lot need to do is have this conversation at the beginning of a show, because right now I'm seeing the time and we don't have time for it. I'm sorry, but I would not have Son over Rashford. At this time, I would have.
Hold on. Let's just get off this whole team because I'm done with you lot now. I liked you lot. I liked you lot at the beginning of this thing. And now what you lot have done is gone and started doing this madness and saying you don't rate. Oh, come on.
How is Rashford? Hold on, guys. I thought Rashford.
Mike, don't entertain them. Don't entertain them, please. We're finished with this now.
You rattled him, Mr. B.
Rashford doesn't even got a left foot.
Mr. B's just gone and mashed up the whole show. About Son, not better. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'll put CR7 in there because his numbers are his numbers. Harry Kane's not on form. It would have been one of them two, but Harry Kane, obviously with the form that he's showing, I can't not have Ronaldo in there. But after you lot tell me about Rashford versus, I'm done. I am so done. I am so finished.
Score prediction, Sam.
That's all I can do now. I wasn't even going to look at the comments, but Mr. B's mashed up my whole vibe. This is going to have some sort of Bacardi in it now. It's water, but I would put Bacardi in that today because he's just gone and he's done. I thought he was going to start talking about Son in glowing terms, and all of a sudden he's just done up. Whipped it from underneath. No,
I did say it though, Sam. I did say I can't deny that Son's a fantastic player, but I've got to back Rashi, man. He's my boy, Rashi. You know what I mean?
Okay, what boy is? I don't care if a boy or nothing. I don't give a business. What? He's not better than Son. No chance on this earth. Not on any single day. Not on any single day. Twice on Sundays. Never. No way. Score predictions, gentlemen. Score predictions. Mike, what's your score prediction?
I'm never gonna not back Spurs, so I'm gonna go 2-1 Tottenham.
2-1 Tottenham. I like the sound of that. We're gonna go 2-1 Tottenham. Any goal scorers in there?
I actually think Kane will score, and I think Ndombele.
Okay, 2-1 Spurs from Mike. Darius.
Unfortunately, guys, I'm not the Hotspur hustler, so I will bet against my team, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. 2-1 United, Ronaldo brace, and Son to score a consolation. There's no way we win this game. Like I said, after the West Ham game, I knew we were going to lose the West Ham game. If you've got two shit managers and two teams in shit form, the only thing that separates them is the quality of the players, and their quality of their players outshines us. So 2-1 United.
You've got a point about the players, but don't forget the home advantage as well.
There's no home advantage. We cannot even score more than 2 goals a game. We've got 9 goals in 9 Premier League games. There's no home advantage. There's none of that. No fans even want to go to the game. So don't give me the home advantage. 2-1 United. Let me just stop before anyone gets onto me. 2-1 United.
There is the voice of reason for Paxton Road TV. Talk to me.
4-0. Rashford, Maguire, and brace by Ronaldo. Finished.
I rate your channel. I rate it highly. What did he say? 4-0 with Rashford and brace or a hat trick? Did he say something like that? No. Did he say that? Really?
He said McFred with a double each.
No, I didn't. I said Rashford won, Maguire won, head off from the corner.
Maguire!
Ronaldo brace.
He's killing me.
Ronaldo brace. Here we go. Let's have it. You do know that's where Fabrizio got it from. You got it from me. Here we go.
I'm going to put it down, Torg. I'm going to put your 4-0 down. Even I'm going to put a bit of question mark by it as well. But if that's what you're saying to me, that's what you're telling me. Mr. B, talk to me.
We're going to concede. We always concede. Tottenham ain't scored more than 1 goal in how much games this season, so I'm taking 3-1 United.
Ooh, my pen dropped at that one. I better pick the pen up. I better pick the pen up. 3-1, Mr. B's going. Wowzers. To be fair to you, I think it's going to be a very, very tight game. I don't really see a lot of goals in it, if I'm honest with you. I think both teams are going to be scared. I think we've got to take it to you at some point. I think we have to win the game, but I don't know if we will. I'm going to go draw. I'm going to go 1-1 draw. I really think it's going to be that tight.
That's the interesting thing there, what you just said. That's the interesting thing there, because then that means surely one of the teams are going to buckle. One of them's going to buckle. And I would, if I was to put money on it, I'm going with what Darius is saying about in terms of our squad individually, and everything else that's going on. I would put it that, you know what, we will get the better of you. We'll get the better of you in the end, and we will see.
We've seen against teams like Atalanta, when you played them individually, much better than them. But it still took a monumental second half to come back from 2-0 to win that game. So I don't see how it's just going to turn around. I think the pressure is going to be so much on both teams that it's going to be down to mistakes where goals are going to be conceded because of mistakes, usually are anyway. But it's a team that can just hold that bit of nerve. You have got more quality than us, but I can see the pressure's so much on Ollie because of this, because he cannot. I just don't know where you are. He cannot afford to lose this game, in my opinion. We can't really afford to, but I think we can afford to draw it, and I think that's the only point I'm going to make. So 1-1 is for me. I know you guys have got to go to your next show, but I'm going to say, let the viewers know where they can find you. Mr. B.
Man United agenda Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Mr. B at TMUA on Twitter. And if you're on Oxford Street, you'll find me.
Yeah. You'll find him on Oxford Street with some sign saying Rashford is better than Son. I don't know what the hell he was thinking when he said that, but he's gonna say that. So look out for that sign on Oxford Street. Talk, where can people find you?
Yeah, on Twitter at iTalkMU, on the Man United agenda, and Football United TV.
Brilliant. And breathe. It's been a good one. It's been a good one. The jokes galore, really good. I hope, I said, if you guys can come back for the reaction show, that would be brilliant. I hope to come back for the reaction show. I just want it to be, if it was a 6-1 again, I'm going to put the video together and it'll be great. However, I can't see it being like that. It's going to be a tight game. So, do you know, I just hope it is a Tottenham win. But as I said, I'm going for a draw. Lads. Lads. What can we say? It's El Sakiko. So all the viewers, like, subscribe, share, comment. PAXTON ROAD TV. Look out for the Man United agenda as well. Make sure if you are a Man United fan watching this, go over there and check them out as well. And they've got another show coming up very soon as well. So, Mike, Darius, Talk, and Mr. B, it's been a great one. Come on, you Spurs. It's